12 from Manly. So it was mid-season one. But I think he's spent some time here before. I think can't remember him, so he's actually coming back.
Well, match of the round 4, round 2 of the New South Wales NPL 2 competition sees us on Sydney's North Shore. North Turramurra Recreation Area is the venue as Northern Tigers host Blacktown Spartans. Both sides, of course, coming off wins in round 1. Blacktown running out 1-0 winners over Mounties, whereas Lockie Lloyd left it late for the Northern Tigers as he broke the backs of Bonnyrig. A 95th minute winner for Lockie Lloyd, seeing Northern Tigers get the 3 points there in a 2-1 victory. Let's have a quick look at how the two teams line up, starting with the Northern Tigers in goal. Number 1, Elliot Carr-Wardine. Number 8, Alexander Brown. Number 6, Jordan Ferrier. Number 4, William Forrestal. Number 5, Nicholas Kalioru. Number 16, Lachlan Lloyd. Number 3, Jamie Lobb. Number 19, Josh Swadling. Number 11 is Ollie Wigan. And number 13, Sam Wilson. Number 5, Nicola Curlier. For Blacktown Spartans, in their orange strip today, starting in goal, is new acquisition. Number 1, Mitchell Evans, the 21-year-old goalkeeper, previously at Sydney FC Academy. Number 3 is Doe Akol. Number 14 is Andre Carl. Number 9 is last season's top goalscorer, Connor Eldridge. Number 17 is another new acquisition, Alex Gollan, who also has experience with Sydney FC's academy as well as Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. Number 10 is Finley Hayhurst. Number 7 is Mason Ireland. Number 22 is Christian Naskimben. Number 6 is Joshua Orchard. Number 8 is Nathan Saparovich. And number 19 is Malcolm Ward. The substitutes for the Northern Tigers: number 2, Zachary Morris; number 7, Rory Spears; number 41, Riley Stevenson; number 14, Reece Williams; and number 10, Shervin Adeli. Substitutes, of course, for Blacktown Spartans: we have number 40, Hugh Brown; number 12, Lewis Fraser; number 15, Lachlan Rose; number 5, Trent Sierra; and number 11, Christian Torelli. Kickoff's not far away for this one here, as the officials make their way to the centre circle. We saw late drama in the 20s here, with a 2-2 draw, a late penalty for Blacktown Spartans, with about 5 minutes to go on the clock in that one, earning them a point. Of course, look to bring you any other information on any of the other games that are being played in the 7 o'clock Saturday primetime kickoff slot in NPL 2 as the match progresses. We have had a quick update with one match, in fact, being washed out already at Mount Druitt. I expect this one to be a pretty tight clash, and wouldn't be surprised if it went right down to the wire, in fact. These sides finishing 6 and 7 in the 2019 NPL 2 competition. Northern Tigers finishing 6th, Blacktown Spartans finishing 7th after a bit of a late season blip. They were in the hunt for the finals, but they ended up finishing just outside the top 6 in the end. Northern Tigers, of course, will be on the prowl for their 4th consecutive finals appearance. And we're underway here at North Turramurra Recreation Area. It is Northern Tigers with the kickoff kicking from left to right on your screens this evening. Has been a wet old day here in the North Shore, the northern suburbs of Sydney. Rain right through up until about 6:30 this evening, or about 6:15 in fact. It looks like that's done for now. We'll see the ball skidding across the surface, I'm sure. On the left here with Saparovic. He doesn't have the beating there of Alex Brown for the Tigers, who in fact wins his side the throw-in in the end. Here is Brown again. Cheaply turned over though. Mason Island was looking to create something there for Spartans, but couldn't quite cut through. Tigers come away with it yet again to try and create something from the back here. As Ferrier knocks it back to his centre back. It will be a Tigers throw just on their attacking side of halfway. Played all the way back to the centre back there. Ferry is looking for it on the right hand side here. And Julie gets it. Wins his side. The throw off Nathan Saparovic again. Expect both of those players to be quite highly involved. Ferrier just trying to steal a couple of yards there, but the referee tells him, I've caught you, and take it back to where the ball in fact did go out. Tigers looking to create some combinations there. Here comes Ollie Wigan. Wigan again. Curlier had some space in the middle there, but I don't think Wigan saw him, and Spartans look to come away with it now. Fantastic little contest in the middle of the park as he beats 1 and 2 and goes through and earns his side a free kick in a pretty tasty area here for the Spartans. very early on in this one here. Elliot Carwadine in the Northern Tigers goal. Will have to get his wall placement very correct. It's probably about 27, 28 yards out, I think. Don't have my measuring tape handy. And it's a good distance to get it up and down. Decent strike as well, but it's straight into the breadbasket of Carwadine, who clutches it to his chest gratefully and looks to release very quickly there. Spartans able to get back and sort that one out pretty quickly. Switching the point of attack here out to the left-hand side with Saparovic. It's now Malcolm Ward. Sending one forward there. Quite comfortably one in the air by Forrestall. The Tigers now look to stroke the ball around and settle into a bit of a rhythm of their own with Ferrier. Switch of play out to the left-hand side. Tigers happy just to stroke the ball around their back four at the moment. Just keep the ball away from Spartans and try and get some combinations going here. Turned it over on halfway though. One back by the Tigers, but they can't hold on to it for any sort of sustained amount of time. Ollie Wigan with half a sniff there. Dutifully cleared away by the Blacktown Spartans centre back in the end though. We expect both of these sides to be very evenly matched today. Both very strong through the middle of the park. Sliding challenge there from Lockie Lloyd, who, as we mentioned, scored a last-minute winner last week against Bonnyrigg. Both sides as well have an extensive number of youth players in their first-grade side. Blacktown Spartans' average age is about 21 or 22 years old. 17 players under the age of 23 in their first-grade side. Their new head coach, Brett Hewitt, who was, of course, previously the assistant coach here at Spartans, really looking to build on that club ethos of youth development. Adam Hett, of course, the head coach for Northern Tigers, also strongly believing in youth. He's promoted William DiMartino and Hamish Mahon to the first grade side for Tigers this year. We don't see them in the starting lineup. I'm sure we will see much of them as the season progresses. Spartans here with a corner. Early on, still 0-0 here at North Turramurra Recreation Area. What can they create here? Ball played out to the edge of the 18, but nothing doing from a move that looked like it might have come straight off the training ground there. Northern Tigers now look to come away with it. No real chance on though. Looking to play all the way back across the back line here. Ferrier's got some space to move into on the right-hand side. It doesn't come to him, though. It's come to Alex Brown. Still Brown inside. Three is Jamie Lobb. Turned over, though, and what can Spartans do with it? Haven't really been able to maintain any sort of real possession of their own here, Spartans. Long ball again, just comfortably cleared up by the Northern Tigers centre-backs. And they look to break. Spartans defenders trusting their young goalkeeper there, Mitchell Evans. As Tigers here look to settle back into their rhythm. Stroking it around very nicely, Jamie Lobb and Jordan Ferrier combining. Apologies, it was Alex Brown, in fact. Comfortable save in the end for Elliot Carr-Wardine. Rolls it out to the Northern Tigers left back, and they look to get things on the move again straight away. Another big switch of play. See if Ferry can bring that under control. He has just about. Kalliaru playing back to Carr-Wardine. Spread back out to the left-hand side, Swaddling. Wigan looking to see if he can put Mitchell Evans under a little bit of pressure there, but cool head from the youngster. Let's play out to his left back here. Northern Tigers regather it pretty quickly. Here is Brown. Ferrier. Just settling things down again. Kalliaru. To the left-hand side and just used his hand to control that one there. Might have been Josh Swaddling out there on the left-hand touchline. Apologies, that's in fact Sam Wilson, the number 13, playing at left back for Northern Tigers. Spartans not able to get on the end of that one. Tigers looking to come forward again immediately. Out to the left here with Brown. The right, apologies. Unable to beat the defender in Alex Gollan there. Again, the ex-Sydney FC and Western Sydney Academy product. Northern Tigers still retain possession though. Ferrier. It's Curlier. The 4 in Forrestal playing it back out to the left. Sam Wilson. Out on the right-hand side now with Ferrier again. Kalliaru. He's looking to push the ball around as much as possible. Try and stretch the Spartans from right to left. It doesn't pay off this time though, and the Spartan striker looking to chase this one down. He won't be able to have the beating this time with Kalliaru chasing back. Coolly played out from the back in the end by the Northern Tigers. Curlier exchanging passes there. Lovely raking crossfield ball here for Ferrier. Looks to bring the ball inside. Here's Brown. Just turned over in the end there. Here comes Ward. Doesn't have the beating of his man though, and Ferrier again picks it up. Brown. Little back heel there, very cheeky. Cleaned up nicely from Saparovic. Back to Mitchell Evans, the goalkeeper, and pressed very high up the pitch there from Alex Brown of the Northern Tigers. It's a goal kick in the end, but very dangerous times, maybe nervy times in fact, for the Spartans custodian. About 9 minutes into this one here. Sorry, about 13 minutes into this one here, in fact. No scoreboard here yet at this venue. Can Tigers create here through Wigan. Looking to get on the end of this one and try and beat his man in Gollan. Can't quite get through. Saparovic coming back to clean up, and he's just knocked that one away for a throw in. which will be taken by the Tigers' right back, Jordan Ferrier. Ollie Wigan pleading for a free kick there as he was looked to be clipped, but referee says nothing doing. Northern Tigers just recycle it here, back to halfway now. Played back out to the left-hand side with Sam Wilson. Bit of a nothing ball there from Wilson. A couple of Tigers players maybe a little bit frustrated that that pass wasn't quite as accurate as perhaps it could have been. Now Blacktown will look to play out and create something coming over halfway here. It's a decent challenge in the middle of the park, actually. Tracking back by the Northern Tigers midfielder. Turned over again, though, for a Spartans throw-in. Of course, Northern Tigers have a bit of a habit, somewhat, of leaving things quite late. Last season, scoring 11 goals after the 80th minute in matches. We'll, of course, be hoping to get on the board earlier today. As the shots there from Ollie Wigan, quite comfortable straight into the arms of Mitchell Evans. Who returns the ball back over halfway now. One in the air by Northern Tigers. High foot called there against the Northern Tigers midfielder. I think it may have been Jamie Lobb, in fact, who committed that infraction. But a wayward pass there from Alex Gollan. Unable to connect with Malcolm Ward. Just turns the ball back over, and here's Wigan. Showing great feet there on this near touchline. Wigan again. Quickly closed down by the Spartans. And here they come again. Referees giving a free kick for a couple of little clips and a tug there. Clipped into the area from the Spartans. No one able to quite get on the end of it this time. It's recycled again here. High ball into the area. Carl Wardine comes and collects it cleanly. It's a good take from the keeper. And gets things on the move very quickly. Here's Wigan. Brown able to win a free kick for his side, but he's turned the ball over there, nipped in very quickly by the Spartans attacker. Half decent strike, deflected effort. It's comfortable in the end for the Tigers custodian. End-to-end stuff here at North Turramurra. It's a delightful little touch from the Tigers attacker here, and there's Brown. Playing it forward. Apologies, that was in fact Lachlan Lloyd, who had a very decent effort. Mitchell Evans had to be alert to the danger there, and he's down smartly to his right-hand side to tip that one wide. Lachlan Lloyd, of course, scoring the winner last week. Was hoping to deliver one a bit earlier today. It's a Tigers corner. Floated in towards the back stick. It's a little bit too deep. As Gollan comes away with the ball now. Ferrier's just played that one out into touch on the far touch line. Maybe didn't quite realise just how much time he had there. So maybe look up and try and pick a pass, find a teammate. Not in this instance, though. Carl Wardine had to be on his toes there to get on the end of that one. His defender giving him a bit of a job to do, making sure he earns his keep. And here's Jamie Lobb, wins the free kick for his side, just inside halfway. Tigers will again just look to stroke the ball around just to push and probe and try and stretch Blacktown and pick apart any holes that might be exposed as a result. Of course, no danger of this one being rained off today with the synthetic pitch here, the all-weather pitch at North Turramurra. Always great conditions for football. Clipped into the area, well-headed clear in the end by the Spartans defender. So they look to bring it back under control with Saparovic. Not quite the ball required, and here's Jamie Lobb for the Tigers. Beats his man quite well there, Lachlan Lloyd. On the left-hand touchline, cut back into the area. It's evaded everyone in the end. Alex Gollum looked worried at centre-back there for the Spartans, but Ollie Wigan and all the other on-rushing Tigers attackers just not able to connect in the end. Jordan Ferrier just being instructed to march that one back onto halfway. Trying to steal a march or two on. I was trying to pinch a couple of yards there with the throw-in, but here come the Spartans again. Not many forward just yet. Looking to hold the ball up. Here comes Ward. Bursting forward out of left back. Closed down very quickly. The Tigers do like to press all over the park, and they're doing so quite well, not giving the Spartans any sort of time on the ball whatsoever. They've held onto the ball quite well, and they're stroking it around nicely, settling into a bit of a rhythm of their own now. Gollum playing it across the back. Eventually won back by the Tigers out on the far touchline, and they'll look just to settle things down and try and dictate the tempo themselves. Tigers, as we say, have been one of the most consistent performers, it has to be said, in the NPL 2 competition over the last number of years. Looking for their 4th consecutive finals appearance this year. Jordan Ferrier just playing it inside for Wigan. Jamie Lobb unable to hold on to the ball there. It was a good challenge from the Spartans midfielder, and they can't hold on to it again though. The rhythm just not able to find any sort of rhythm. It's that high intensity of pressing from Northern Tigers, really disrupting any sort of game plan that they might have had. Here come the Tigers again, and it's Lloyd. Brown. Unable to break through this time. Spartans look to play through midfield now. Turned over again, just about. Brown riding the challenge of 1 and 2. And it's a free kick given in the end for the challenge on, I think it might have been Wigan who went down. Tigers on the move very quickly again through Curlier. Curlier riding the challenge and winning yet another free kick for the Tigers. We'll just settle things down now. And again, let themselves dictate the tempo. Swatto that took the free kick and played that out to the left-hand side. Now Curlier. On the right is the captain Ferrier. Let's play inside for Wigan. Stroking the ball around again very nicely, Tigers. They are great to watch when they settle into this sort of rhythm. Looking to find Swadling. Central Coast lad now just forced wide. Out to the far touchline and plays it all the way back for Sam Wilson. Switch of play could be on here. Ferrier's got a bit of space on the right, but it's Alex Brown. Inside for Wigan. Gollin does well to clean up there. And here's a 9 in Connor Eldridge, of course, last season's top scorer for the Spartans. He'll be looking to continue that sort of good form this season in the NPL 2 if Spartans are to mount yet another title challenge. It's Malcolm Ward to take the throw in just inside his own half here. The referee's just called a small halt to proceedings. Having a word with a couple of Northern Tigers players. There looks to be an indication of maybe some elbows raised during challenges there. Which of course does happen in football. Tigers player just receiving a small bit of treatment for maybe just a bit of a knock on the head. Of course, Football New South Wales would like to thank TAFE New South Wales and Ultra Football, as well as Puma and Mitre, the official ball sponsors of the NPL New South Wales competition, for their continued support. As we're back underway here at North Tamara. With another Spartans throw in. Malcolm Ward trying to find a teammate there. He has, but the flicked header falls to a Tigers defender. Well contested in the air for the second ball. Tigers come away with it again now. Here's Brown. Ferrier just plays it out. He sees his teammate down hurt there in the middle of the park. Can't quite make out who's copped a bit of a knock there. I think it may have been in the challenge for the second ball, the second phase ball. It was said to be one. So Josh Swadling, just been told, is down, needs a bit of attention here. Northern Tigers physios come on to investigate the extent of the damage. Let's hope he's okay. Of course, as we said, the Central Coast lads spent some time at Central Coast United before returning to the Northern Tigers. Also had a stint at Sydney Hakoah throughout the second half of last season's NPL 1 competition. Of course, Hakoah now in NPL 2. Swatto, previously of the Tigers as well, returned to the club this season, looking to create havoc and terrorise defenders, as he does everywhere he goes. He's back up and about here. Will, of course, need to leave the field for the time being until he's welcomed back on by the officials. Of course, as we said, Spartans will be hoping to mount a sustained challenge for a final spot this season. They've brought in the experienced Nathan Saparovic from the North Shore Mariners to help guide some of this young side here, as well as Andre Carl. Of course, Mitchell Evans, as we mentioned, is the ex-Sydney FC academy goalkeeper. Also spent some time at Sutherland Sharks last season. And Alex Gollin, who was at Marconi in 2018, is another A-League academy product, being at Sydney FC and Western Sydney Wanderers, also having represented Australia schoolboys. It was a very young but talented Spartans side who will look to go one better this year. The omens are against them though, however. They've only scored 2 goals in the last 4 games against the Northern Tigers. They look to create something of their own here as they come forward Through Carl. Out on the left-hand touchline now. Saparovic. Carl again. Out on the far touchline now. Northern Tigers get the defensive shape organised very quickly, and no real penetrative threat there from the Spartans. Just ekes out to the Northern Tigers. Goal kick. Elliot Carwoodine jogs behind to collect the ball and set himself up for this one. Launched forward. Contested in the air and won by the Spartans, but recycled through here through the Tigers. It's Ferrier out to the middle now. Jamie Lobb. Kalliaroo. Sam Wilson. Again, just dictating that tempo, Northern Tigers. Not rushing anything. Looks like it might be an early change coming up, in fact, for the Northern Tigers. So look to come forward again here. Again, just stroking the ball around very confidently, very assuredly. That's a ferocious challenge out on the far touchline. But again, the Tigers regather possession here, and it's switched out. Well controlled by Ferrier, giving him a bit to do there, but he's done well. This Tigers just waiting for the next stoppage in play so they can make this substitution. It looks like it's going to be Shervin Adili to come on. Of course, Shervin returning to the club after a brief stint in Italy. Scored a late equaliser last time these sides met here at North Turramurra as well. So welcome back, Shervin Adili. Looks like it might have been Nicholas Kalliaroo who's come off there, the number 5. So perhaps somewhat of a tactical shift here from the Northern Tigers. Perhaps Jamie Lobb might be just slotting back into centre back there to cover Kalliaroo, I think. And Shervin Adili just gives him a little bit more of an attacking outlet as well. Wigan looking to try and chase, but he's outnumbered there. Northern Tigers yet again regather possession on halfway, and it is Wigan. Driving at his defender, drives into the area. Gets to the byline, looks to cut back, but it has, in the end, just trickled over just about the byline there, so will just result in a Spartans goal kick. Taken short by Evans. Now it's Ward. Well stood up there from Brown. It's the Spartans throw now. Side their own defensive third. Launched forward by Ward. Connor Eldridge again winning himself, or winning his side. Yet another throw in. This time in the attacking third. Malcolm Ward coming forward to take this one. One in the air by the Tigers. Second phase ball collected by the Spartans, but high foot adjudged in the end, or perhaps a handball. I couldn't quite make out from here, unfortunately, but regardless, Northern Tigers free kick. On the move quickly again. Wilson. Back in the middle. Wigan flicks on for Alex Brown. Ferrier with the overlapping run on the right-hand side. Doesn't use him this time. Back in the middle, though. Lockie Lloyd played forward now. It's swaddling on the far touch line. Cross into the area. Doesn't find its way into the area. Doesn't beat the first defender in this instance, but it'll be a Northern Tigers goal. Corner kick, not a goal kick. What can they produce here? All Spartans players bar two back in their own 18. Played short from the Tigers. Clipped into the area towards the back stick. Comfortably cleared just about in the end from the Spartans for another Northern Tigers throw in. It's fair to say the Tigers have probably had the better of the play so far this half. Spartans just sort of struggling to find a foothold in this one as the first half ticks on. About 15 minutes left in the half. Still Northern Tigers 0, Blacktown Spartans 0. Alex Brown looking to beat his man. Quick feet there. It's a decent challenge. Referee's indicated a corner. He's changed his mind though as the linesman who was in close attendance has flagged for a goal kick. Not too many protests from either side on that decision. Finds its way just over halfway, and it will be a throw-in for the Northern Tigers. Flicked header from Saparovic, not quite finding a teammate. And Tigers get us underway again. Here comes Spartans now. Out on the far touch line. Looking to create some combinations here, but well nipped in the end from the Northern Tigers defender. Give his team a slight reprieve there. Looking to bring it back under control on the far touch line, unable to do so. Spartans now looking dangerous on the attack. It's a meaty challenge from, I think it might have been Jordan Ferrier perhaps coming across to make that challenge. Full-blooded challenge there from tonight's captain, Jordan Ferrier. You can file that one under things you love to see. Switch of play from right to left now. Tigers on the ball again through Wilson. They just look so assured in possession, do the Northern Tigers. Spartans have remained resolute at the back though. Decent feet from Ferrier, but Saparovic has done well to earn his side a throw in the end. Of course, Saparovic, the ex-North Shore Mariner, as we said, looking to add a bit of experience to this young Blacktown Spartans side. North Shore Mariners, of course, having been promoted to NPL 1 after what was a very good season last season. Couldn't quite do the double in the end, though. They did get turned over in a 9-goal thriller of a grand final against our match of the rounds team last week in Hills United. Hills ultimately going down 3-1 to Western Sydney in the first game of the round. Bit of a meaty challenge there from Spartans midfielder, and North Shore Mariners will take the free kick just inside their own half. Saparovic has done well to step in there and win possession back for his side. Delightful little ball through, and it's a fantastic covering challenge from the Northern Tigers defender. I think it might have been Jamie Lobb coming across there to make a crucial, well-timed challenge, just as the Spartan striker was looking to pull the trigger and send his side potentially into half-time with a 1-0 lead. They're in their side a corner, though. Just over 5 minutes of regulation time left. 5 or 6 minutes of regulation time left until half-time in this one. Played short and clipped into the back stick. Evades everyone in the end, just a matter of centimetres too high. Blacktown Spartans unable to get on the end of that one. Gives Northern Tigers a bit of a chance to breathe. Elliot Carwardine in the Northern Tigers goal. Maybe breathing a bit of a sigh of relief at that one there, because there were 2 or 3 Blacktown Spartans players lined up to knock that one into the back of the net. But in the end, it evades everyone and the score remains 0-0. Spartans growing into the game in the last 5 minutes or so. Difficult one for Carwardine, but he's smartly off his line to read that and claim that ahead of the Blacktown Spartans attacker. And again, back on the move very quickly. But just slowing things down, playing across the back line there. Jamie Lobb out for Sam Wilson. Forward looking for Swadling. Back into the middle of the park with Curlier. Switch of play for the captain, Jordan Ferrier, who's unable to bring that one under his control on this occasion. It's a little bit too high for him, perhaps. There's the ball from Curlier. It's Malcolm Ward with the long throw. Second ball won by Saparovic. Here comes Spartans. I think it might have been Andre Carl switching that one out to the right. Floated into the area. Carwardine, though, says thank you very much. I'll have that one. And again, gets things on the move straight away. Loves the quick release, does Carwardine. Really fits in with Northern Tigers' style of play, looking to get things on the move straight away and control every facet of the game as much as possible. Here's Swadling. Brown looking to make the challenge, but it's back with Mitchell Evans, the goalkeeper. Launch forward again. Again, the second ball picked up by Northern Tigers. Curlier under pressure. 3 players challenging him, manages to get the ball away though, and they come away again through Ferrier, who looks to switch the point of attack out to the left. Drives inside. No real penetration though. Blacktown Spartans defence standing firm again. Here comes Ferrier. Can't get his cross in though. It's very well defended from Malcolm Ward, the left back. Solid challenge as he looked to stop the cross coming in from Jordan Ferrier, who's been very heavily involved tonight. Northern Tigers have another corner though to add to their collection. Let's see if they can make this one count somewhat. Into the near post, headed clear. Just about. Tigers look to recycle possession here now. Wayward pass from Nicola Curlier. As Swadling was looking to receive that one from him, but it wasn't forthcoming. Malcolm Ward with the throw for Blacktown Spartans now. Lovely feet from the Spartans 10 in Finley Hayhurst. One back again though through Lachlan Lloyd. Spartans though. Stood firm. Jamie Lobb, I think, again coming across perhaps. Alex Brown inside. Collier turns it over on halfway though. Here comes Spartans again. Heavy challenge on the Spartans midfielder. Protest is innocent to the referee, but mind is made up, and it was big hip and shoulder. Challenge is coming through the player there, and Spartans physio has waved on to have a look at the extent of any damage. Only about a minute or so of regulation time left in this one here at North Turramurra Recreation Area. I think that maybe there might be the 2 or so standard minutes of added time. How about a couple of players down receiving treatment? Josh Swadling went down earlier in the first half, and it's good to see the Blacktown Spartans midfielder back up on his feet now as well. Does, of course, have to leave the field up and about, albeit gingerly. The Spartans have a free kick of their own. Mason Island standing over this one. Apologies, it's Mason Island, in fact, who's coming off the pitch. Clipped into the area. Floated in, it's a goal! It's in the back of the net! Nothing Elliot Carr-Wardine could do in the Northern Tigers goal. And it has to be said, it's a massive sucker punch from Blacktown Spartans right on the stroke of half-time. There's a wonderful ball clipped into the area from the Spartans midfielder, and it's Dower Cole who's come forward and got on the end of that one. A powerful punishing header. As we said, right on the stroke of half-time. Could see us go into the sheds with a scoreline of Blacktown Spartans 1, Northern Tigers 0. That is so cruel on Adam Hett's side, who, it has to be said, have dominated proceedings throughout much of this first 45 minutes. Haven't been able to make their pressure count, though. But we did say Spartans have been growing into the game for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. Here they come again, the Spartans. Can they make it double? Out on the right-hand side, fired into the area. Stood firm were the Northern Tigers, and perhaps they look to come away. It's Wigan on the ball. He's got Swadling in front of him. Referee's given a free kick for a couple of little clips there. Time running out in this first half. It's Ferrier. Lob. Sorry, not Lob. In fact, that was Forrestal. Back to his goalkeeper, just trying to settle things down again. Look to dictate the tempo all half, have Northern Tigers. They've done quite well at it, but they haven't been able to make it tell. Here's Brown. There's Lloyd playing it out to the left-hand side. Wilson. Adam Hett encouraging his side forward here. Lloyd playing out to the right-hand side, clipped into the area. Well dealt with, not quite cleared. It was Swadling who looked to create something on the edge of the area for the Tigers. Couldn't quite sort out his feet though. Gollin steps up well. Cleared there by Saparovic. Forrestal. Switched out again for Ferrier. Side ball for Lockie Lloyd, the winner last week. Spartans, nearly everyone back behind the ball here. The referee says that will be that for the first half. Very entertaining first half in spite of the scoreline only being 1-0. Northern Tigers with, again, it must be said, the Lions' share of possession and the Lions' share of chances, but a sucker punch right at the end of that first half from Dorwa Cole. So it's a halftime scoreline. Blacktown Spartans 1, Northern Tigers 0. Join us for the second half in about 15 minutes' time. This is not as bad as last week where I called Montford Glen Kelshaw for the first 15 minutes.
I did pick up one flub where you said North Shore Mariners towards the end of the Northern Tigers.
Oh, did I? Oh. That's a good one.
Ooh, they're not gonna like that. Ooh. I didn't like. I knew they were in the same area, but like, I didn't know till I came up here for a match of the round, which was a decision made on the day because Wanderers dad postponed it because international call-up. So I didn't know. Then I got here and it was like even the atmosphere was tense. I'm like, why is it so tense?
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys actually hate them? That's interesting. And I was like sitting next to Northern Tigers media manager. And yeah, he's just like, we need to win. We really, really need to win. So it's a shame to discover that just as North Shore went up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
'cause that
Oh
was-
man, I would have come to more derbies for sure.
Because Northern Tigers, North Shore, that was there was some interesting Instagram stories afterwards from the Tigers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like so it was instead of the so instead of the was it one instead of was it one was it two was it easy instead of was it easy was do we fucking hate North Shore? Yes, it was like that's like with them in the change room next door.
Yes, that's
Brilliant.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Let me know when we're going back live. Scribble these down as quick as possible. What do you want?
41 or 40. It's the keeper, isn't it? So
Oh, I was looking at Northern Tigers 41 Riley. Yeah. And 14 is Reece Williams, of course, not the Reece Williams.
it's not that
but
one.
a Reece
It's a
Williams.
Reece Williams, yeah. But you want a halftime scores? You go from the other weeks, or do you?
Well, welcome back to North Turramurra Recreation Area. Blacktown Spartans currently lead the Northern Tigers. It is Blacktown Spartans 1, Northern Tigers 0 after a largely entertaining first half, which was, has to be said, very largely dominated by the Northern Tigers. Goal in the 45th minute for Dower Cole. Powerful header, leaving Elliot Carr-Wardine absolutely stranded in the Northern Tigers goal. As we get underway here, Spartans kicking from left to right on your screens in their traditional orange kit. So we have a look at some of the other halftime scores that are currently flowing through in the NPL 2. Hills Brumbies are up 1-0 against St George City. Mounties Wanderers 1-1 with Bonnyrig. And Southern Districts Raiders are down 3-0 at home to St George. We'll bring you any updates, of course, as, if, and when they flow through to us. But we are here for the match of the round. As I said, North Turramurra Recreation Area is the venue. Northern Tigers have a tough task on their hands in the second half. They are to look to continue what has been a promising start to this one. As we said, Northern Tigers dominated large periods of the first stanza here. Very confident and assured in possession, striking the ball around with no regard for the opposition and really controlling the tempo, dictating the tempo. Spartans grew into the game for the last 10 or so minutes of the first half and got their reward for doing so. course, very young Blacktown Spartans side. Average age about 21 or 22 years old. I've mentioned earlier in the coverage, 17 players under the age of 23 in the first grade side. It's a real ethos at the club of youth development here, and that's of course continued by their head coach Brad Hewitt. But here come the Spartans, unable to quite get past the Northern Tigers right back. Tigers now looking to break out of defence there, but it's well cleaned up by the Spartans left back, Malcolm Ward, stepping forward there. As the Northern Tigers look to settle into a rhythm, but they can't. Resolute at the back though as the Spartans look to get forward, and here's Josh Swadling. Can't beat his man there. Turn to the 13, who is Sam Wilson coming forward. There's Wiggins. It's cleared comfortably in the end by the Spartans. All the way back to Wilson. Apologies, that was Jamie Lobb, not Wilson, but here are the Tigers regardless. Looking to work their way into the Spartans area. Clipped around looking for Swadling, I think. Ball trickles back through to Mitchell Evans in the end there, the 21-year-old. Long ball driven forward from Evans, and Spartans hold on to it quite well, working their way through the middle of the park now. Half decent effort, bit of a speculative one perhaps. From Mason Island there in the middle of the park. Had players around him. Connor Eldridge was maybe looking to have a go himself, but Island's right-footed effort sails high and wide of the Northern Tigers goal. Back underway here, Swadling. Can't quite have the beating of Joshua Orchard there, and Tigers take the throw in, and straight away turn it back over for a Spartans throw in. It's well turned from the Spartans midfielder, or attacker rather, and Connor Eldridge. He looked to go in and out and weave past his defender. A little bit too physical in the end. Tigers win the free kick, and play is underway straight away. It's been their modus operandi all night. The Northern Tigers, as soon as they can, looking to get things on the move. But they've turned it over on halfway again. The Spartans perhaps growing in confidence and growing in stature in this one. Aerial ping pong here, and cleared just about by the Tigers. Winning themselves yet another throw on the far side of halfway to be taken by Ferrier. Again, they look to play across the back as they have so often tonight. Jamie Lobb on the end of this one. Looking to find Swadling, who let it run, but it's a Cole who plays it out of the Spartans' defence, and we see Rose. Cheeky little bit of interplay there from Rose and Finley Hayhurst. Lachlan Rose obviously coming on as a half-time substitute. replacing Andre Carl, who's one of the number 10s, wearing the number 14 for Blacktown. As Tigers look to play out from the back again. Swadling. Brownie. Clipping one out to the right-hand side. Giving Wigan something to chase, but to no avail. Can't quite get on the end of that one. Just a little bit too much on the pass from Alexander Brown. Northern Tigers will know, of course, that they need to try and remain calm and stick to the plan. As I'm sure would have been the instructions from the head coach, Adam Head, at half-time. Still plenty of time to go in this one for them to find a way back into it. As Wilson knocks it back to his centre-back in Jamie Lobb, who spreads it back out to the right-hand side. Tigers look to continue to control the game as much as possible. It's all the way back to the goalkeeper here. Connor Eldridge pressing as much as possible, doing a lot of running, getting a lot of kilometres in the legs for Spartans. Here's Alex Brown for the Tigers. Driving through midfield, beating 1 and 2. And looks to play through Josh Swadling. Couldn't quite get on the end of it there. It's well read from the Spartans defender. A throw taken by Josh Swadling of the Tigers. Brown looks to feed one in. Spread back out to the right-hand side here. Tigers again just look to work it into the area this time. Driven across low. I think it might have been Malcolm Ward maybe coming across to turn that one behind for a Northern Tigers corner. Dangerous signs from the Northern Tigers there as they look to make the Spartans pay somewhat. Floated into the area but can't beat the first defender. Turn behind again in the end, though, for another Tigers corner. Perhaps the Spartans defender not realising quite how much time he had to turn and play that one out from defence. Driven into the area and again can't quite beat the first man. Headed back out to the corner taker, though. Clipped in, it's a decent ball. And it's a decent effort as well, you know. Flashing just wide of the left-hand upright. Mitchell Evans was scrambling to get across there. I don't think that one was too far away from the Tigers. Mitchell Evans looks to send one upfield, but it's cut out by Curlier. Back to Wilson. And Forrestal plays it out to his right back. Spartans again just nipping in there smartly. Picking their moments when to press. Driven forward. Here was Eldridge looking to get on the end of it, but he couldn't bring it under his spell. Here he is again, though. Onto this near touchline. Clipped in towards the edge of the 18, and the referees spotted an infringement in favour of the Northern Tigers. And the attack in this instance comes to nothing. Tigers again look to come forward here. A few signs of just passes not quite connecting. Lachlan Lloyd was looking to feed his right back there, bombing forward, but pass not sticking, and the signs of the pressure may be starting to tell on this Northern Tigers side. Still got over half an hour to go in this one. 33 minutes or so, plus any added time. Here they come again, the Tigers. It's a half-decent effort. No, well, in fact, it's not. My apologies, that one has sailed some 18 yards wide of Mitchell Evans' right-hand upright, and Northern Tigers midfielder won't be too happy with himself for that one there. One in the end again. One in the air again, I should say, rather, from Jamie Lobb. It's been a commanding presence in the heart of defence today next to William Forrestal. After Nicholas Kariolu had to leave the pitch midway into the first half. Here come the Spartans, though. Could there be anything on here? Well stood up from the Tigers defender and turned over cheaply yet again. 2 cheap turnovers. Cleared by Forrestal. And here comes Sam Wilson. He's got 2 players on him. He's brought down, but the referee says nothing doing. And the end result is another Spartans goal kick. Well contested in the air from Josh Swadling. Towering header. But Spartans recycle in the middle of the park here. Rose trying to get on the end of this one. And in the end, Elliot Carwadon can only put it into touch under a lot of pressure from the substitute Lachlan Rose. The Spartans look to create something there. Pass into the area from Orchard, coming to nothing. Maybe a couple of little naive passes from this young Blacktown side. They're not finding their mark. You can hear the cries of frustration at times when those passes don't quite connect. You can see the idea, the execution at times, just not quite there. But they still do lead by 1-0. Swaddling with a sliding challenge, but Spartans regroup and regather the ball here. Here is last season's top goal scorer, Eldridge. And wins his side a corner. Ball deflected off Jamie Lobb. And has gone behind the Northern Tigers goal. Elliot Carwadine coming out to place the ball on the spot to try and get things on the move. As they know, time is starting to very slowly ebb away here at North Turramurra. If the Northern Tigers are able to get back into this one. Corner played short. And in the end, just another corner there. It's Josh Swadling who stood up to the cross. Deflected behind for another corner. Corner played short yet again. Out to the edge of the area with Lachlan Rose. Driven towards the back stick. And again, his ball had wonderful shape on it, but just evading everyone in the end. No Blacktown attackers. There was again a line of 2 or 3 of them who looked to get on the end of it. But the score remains 1-0. Oh, it's wonderfully done there by Lachlan Rose. He's beaten one, he's beaten two, and it's a good challenge in the end from William Forrestal. And Tigers look to play out, but can't get out of their own half on this occasion. Good challenge there from Jordan Ferrier. And this time they do get over halfway, the Tigers. What can they produce here? He's still going. Drives into the area. He's done well to ride the challenge and play it back to the edge of the 18. It's fallen kindly for the Tigers here. It's squared across the face. Mitchell Ward, the goalkeeper, was stranded there, but couldn't pick out a Tigers teammate. And after a tussle just out there on the far touchline, referees giving the free kick for Northern Tigers. Again in a dangerous area. Just as Blacktown were looking threatening at the other end, Northern Tigers broke quickly. Wonderful challenge from Jordan Ferrier, winning his team back the ball. And unfortunately, in this instance for the Tigers, no one was quite able to apply the finish. Get themselves another half chance here, though. Driven low and hard into the area, but it's straight into the grateful arms of Mitchell Evans. Gets a clean sheet on debut for the club last week. He'll be hoping to do the same again today. Spartans unable to clear their lines this time, and here come the Tigers yet again. Cooler heads prevail at the back though, and cleared up to around halfway by Mitchell Evans. And here comes Lachlan Rose yet again for the Spartans. He's been electric since he came on. Couple of little step overs here as he looks to drive into the area. Holds the ball. Half decent delivery, and Elliot Karwadine had to be alive to the threat. It was Nathan Saparovic who seems to have switched sides from the left out to the right-hand side now for the Spartans. Ball had good shape on it yet again, but the goalkeeper stood tallest. Here comes Wilson. Swaddling. Brought down there by Dow. Dow Cole. Of course, the goal scorer in the first half for the Spartans. Swaddling looks to take the free kick as quickly as possible, and Saparovic earns himself a yellow ticket from the referee, drawing the ire of the official for failing to retreat the required 10 yards from the free kick, and Swaddling drove the ball into him. Of course, it's a yellow card accordingly. Back on the move again now though. Ferrier. Forward now, looking for Lloyd. And that final ball from Northern Tigers just not quite sticking. Spartans player is brought down as he looked to break out from his own defence. There will be a substitution for the Blacktown Spartans. Coming on, it is number 12, Lewis Fraser. As he makes his way across to the far touch line there, or to the middle of the park, should I say. Spartans back on the move again here. Turn over for a Tigers goal, throw in, not a goal kick, should I say. And again, that long ball over the top from the Tigers, not sticking. Want themselves another throw in the attacking third though. Spartans trying to hold their shape as much as possible. Tigers unable to break them down yet again. It comes all the way back to the back line with Lob. Wilson. Decent ball, and he gets it back, does Wilson. Into the area. Doesn't get the purchase required on the shot, though. Was a little bit perhaps off balance as he looked to strike that one. But Mitchell Evans says, I'll have that one, thank you. A tussle in the middle of the park there, and the Tigers win the free kick. Despite the protests of some of the Spartans defenders, it's going to be a substitution as well. We'll see here for the Northern Tigers. It's going to be Rory Spears entering the fray. And he's replacing Nicola Curlier in the middle of the park. Of course, that substitution for the Spartans saw Mason Ireland leaving the pitch. He was replaced by Lewis Fraser as well just before. Oh, it's a half-decent effort. It's flashed just wide. Mitchell Evans was scrambling. Looked like it was nearly destined for that postage stamp in the top corner of the net where the Spiders live. Mitchell Evans was definitely very worried. There's some strike there. Of course, it was Shervin Adeli with that free kick, but unfortunately, again, in the eyes of the Tigers, coming to nothing. Spartans coming forward again now, though. Good challenge on the far touchline from, I think it may have been Ferrier. It's a good tussle out there as well. Cleared in the end from Forrestal. Played up towards Swadling. Unable to beat his man there, and Spartans come away with it again. Clipped into the area. There's Rosen. A couple of Blacktown Spartan players again looking to get up to that. It's an easy take in the end for the Tigers custodian. So look to switch the point of attack. Jamie Lobb looking for his right winger there and found him quite nicely. Half decent ball into the area, but again, no Tigers players able to connect, and here's Swadling. The referee's seen fit to give another free kick here. A somewhat dangerous area for the Tigers yet again. Tigers look to send as many players as possible forward for this one. As Mitchell Evans barks out his instructions to his defenders. As we said, time is slowly ticking away for the Tigers here. They know they need to get back into this one. It's a half decent strike, but didn't come down enough. It was Shervin Adeli again on the set piece there for the Tigers. Didn't quite get the required dip on it. Mitchell Evans never really looked too worried about that one. Less than 20 minutes to go in this one here at North Turramurra. Blacktown 1, Northern Tigers 0. It was Riley Spears who was unable to beat his man there from the Tigers. Another Tigers throw in on that far touchline. Back inside here with Lob. And Wilson. Swadling. Looks to play the 1-2, but doesn't get the pass back in the end, but it falls back to Sam Wilson. Switched out to the far side. And again, all the way back to the centre back now with Jamie Lobb. Back with Forrestall. And again out to the right. Very stubborn defensive shape from Blacktown. Has to be said, doing their job quite well today. As evidenced by the scoreline. In spite of all the mounting pressure from Northern Tigers, not been able to make it count where it really counts on the scoreboard. But Jamie Lobb looks to float one into the area here. Cleared again from the Spartans. Tigers come away with it again. And on the near touchline here, wins his side a corner. Shervin Adili will look to take this one quickly. Less than 20 minutes to go. Out to the edge of the area, it's an audacious attempt. On the volley from the Tigers midfielder, but didn't get the direction on it that was required to pose any real sort of threat on Mitchell Evans' goal. Was a wonderful technique, and it would have been a contender for goal of the season, it has to be said. But it wasn't to be this time. Ball driven into Lachlan Rose there from William Forrestall. Another throw in here from Wilson. Looking for Swadling, doesn't find him, literally throws possession away. Here is Rose. Gets it back just about, not quite though. Outside of the foot pass there from Lachlan Lloyd. Spartans again picking their time when to press and getting it right. Winning the ball back on halfway here was Shervin Adili for the Tigers. Here they come again, the Tigers. Adili brought down just outside the area, maybe some 20, 23 yards out, I think. And it's a free kick in a very, very dangerous area for the Northern Tigers. In fact, it was for the first infringement from the looks of it there. It's a little bit further out. Still in a half-decent area, though, for the Tigers. Driven towards the near post. Went up and down quite nicely, and it's a smart save from Mitchell Evans, who drops down to smother the ball. Mitchell Evans will look to take as long as he likes to clear that one up towards Rose. Tigers again switching that point of attack. Here's Adili on the near touch line. Wilson's overlapped him, but Adili likes to go himself and goes inside. Doesn't get the return pass from his counterpart, though, in Wigan. And the Spartans come away with it yet again. It's out wide. Looking for Rose on the far touchline. Well defended for Forrestall. He's given away the free kick there against Lachlan Rose. Youngster perhaps just a little too tricky for him on this occasion. Earns his side a free kick in the far corner. Spartans perhaps now look to consolidate their lead. Big bodies forward here. In towards the near post. Fizzing over the crossbar. I thought it might have been Dower Cole who got on the end of that one, but in fact it's a clearing defensive header from one of the Tigers defenders there, who was giving away a corner. There's a couple of Spartans players move over towards the corner to take that one. It is another short corner from the Spartans and driven into the area from Saparovic. Headed clear from the Tigers defender just about. Spartans regather it. A long-range effort is met with firm resistance from the Tigers defender, and Spartans play all the way back to their goalkeeper now. Driven forward, looking for Lachlan Rose. Couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Tigers will look to settle back onto the ball here through Wilson. Forward for Swadling. Here is Swadling, inside. Gets it back from his teammate, just about. He's got two Spartans players to try and beat. He couldn't get through them though. And the Spartans come away with it again here on this near touch line. Sam Wilson trying to put in a challenge but can't win the ball back for his side. It is Lachlan Rose on the edge of the area. Bit of a tussle there and it falls for the Spartans striker here. Lachlan Rose is in the middle waiting for it. It doesn't come to him though. In the end, the cross finds its way out to this near touchline for a Tigers throw in, and we see another substitution from the Spartans. Entering the fray, it's going to be the number 5, Trent Sierra. As we just await confirmation of who he's replaced there. I think it may, in fact, have been Nathan Saparovic. See, the Northern Tigers have also made a change of their own there. It's Reece Williams who's come onto the pitch here on this near touch line, replacing Sam Wilson. Of course, it's not the Reece Williams. It is a Reece Williams, though. Northern Tigers have another corner. Decent ball. Evans is alive to it. He fists the ball away. Falls on the edge of the area for the Tigers. Shot is blocked. And, in fact, it's blocked by his own player. It's gone behind for another goal kick. Now 10 minutes to go in this one here. Can the Spartans hang on? Among mounting pressure, it's been end-to-end stuff, to be fair, this half. This young Spartan side have given a fantastic account of themselves in the face of a lot of pressure from a very impressive Northern Tigers side. They lead where it counts. Score remains Northern Tigers 0, Blacktown Spartans 1. Northern Tigers have, of course, now made all their substitutions. Saw Shervin Adili come on early in the first half for Nicholas Kaliorou. Rory Spears, of course, replaced Nicola Curlier earlier this half, and Reece Williams now to try and give another outlet on this left-hand flank for the Tigers, replacing Sam Wilson. Spartans, of course, have made all three of their changes as well. Lewis Fraser, Lachlan Rose and Trent Sierra are all on the pitch. Nathan Saparovic was the most recent Spartans player to leave the fray. He had quite a good game. Did the recent acquisition, as we see. Tempers somewhat flaring here from the latest entrant to the pitch, Reece Williams. And the Spartans replacement as well. I think it might have been Trent Sierra getting involved there. Earned themselves yellow cards. As we restart here with the Tigers free kick. Now out on the far touchline, looking to again work their way into the box, but an offside call. As the Tigers attacker has just gone a little bit too early there The attack again amounts to nothing. Time getting away from the Tigers somewhat now as we enter the last 10 minutes of the half, but we know how strong they are in the last 10 minutes of games. 11 goals after the 80th minute in the NPL 2 season last season. We're hoping to pull out some of that magic again here tonight. Lachlan Lloyd, who won it last week, who just sprayed a pass out to the right-hand side. Of course, he scored in the 95th minute against Bonnie Rigg to win the game there for the Tigers. We'll be hoping that he can recreate that tonight. Here's Swaddling. Wigan stretching for the ball, but unable to bring it under his control. Tigers win the throw-in, though. Jamie Lobb finding his centre-back partner in Forrestal and gets it back. Out with Williams. Back to Lobb. Showing great patience here, the Tigers. Just trying to break down the compact Spartans' defence. No way through in this instance, though. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Jamie Lobb. In for Lachlan Lloyd. And Forrestal. Switches it out to the left-hand side, looking for the run of Wigan, but just a little bit too much on it in this instance. Words of encouragement all over the park from the Northern Tigers. They know they're not out of this one by any stretch of the imagination. Adam Hetz and, of course, the goalkeeper, Elliot Carr-Wardine, urging their side forward. And Blacktown Spartans coach Brett Hewitt urging more energy from his players. He wants to see his players go up another gear. Now Cole looking to make the challenge there and essentially wins it for his side. A flick on there looking for Lachlan Rose, but he doesn't have the beating in the air of Jamie Lobb. Perhaps somewhat mismatched in size, those two. It's Jordan Ferrier who couldn't quite break through this time. So another throw in for the Tigers, though. Be very interested to see the possession statistics on this one. The Tigers have, has to be said, had the lion's share of it from what it seems. Here's Williams looking to float one in. Cleared again by the Spartans through Rose now. Lovely little clip ball back inside. Spartans have a 3 or a 4-on-4 now. And they've won themselves a free kick. As Reece Williams dragged his man back there. It was Finley Hayhurst who looked to break forward for the Spartans with pace. And they were looking very dangerous there. It was a challenge that Reece Williams had to make, to be fair. As we see a bit of gamesmanship there, perhaps from some of the Spartans players. Floated into the area nicely. End result, headed behind for a goal kick. Forrestal playing it out to the right back now. Gets it back and plays it now to the left with Lobb. Reece Williams. Wiggins clipped it on. Now Swaddling. Sorry. Lachlan Lloyd wins the first ball, and the Tigers come away with the second ball here. Brought down unceremoniously by the Spartans defender. This one's starting to get a little bit of fire in it. We see a yellow card come out there for Alex Gollan for kicking the ball away there, just trying to slow the play down. The Spartans look to hang on in the face of mounting pressure again from Northern Tigers. It'd be spectacular if he had a go from there, but clipped into the area and cleared again by the Spartans as they appeal in unison for a handball there. It's not given, but they do win the free kick in the end for a foul as they look to break forward themselves. In no rush to take this one. The Spartans, of course, Mitchell Evans was looking forward to, or was coming forward rather to take that, but leaves it to his defender. Driven forward. Lachlan Rose looking to get on the end of it, but shepherded back to his keeper by William Forrestal. On the move, straight away again. Up the pitch, Spears inside. Brown drives one forward, looking for Spears. He's in the area. Couldn't sort his feet out in this instance, though, Rory Spears, in fact. Wins his side a corner, though. Everyone coming forward here for the Northern Tigers. Only a minute or so left in this one. Floated towards the back stick. No Tigers players attacking that one. Edge of the area. Inside, the offside flag is up. Ball is in the back of the net. But the Northern Tigers attacker didn't get himself back on side quickly enough. It's well stepped up from the Blacktown Spartan defenders. Turned into the back of the net, but it won't count. And as time ticks away in this one, the score remains Northern Tigers 0, Blacktown Spartan 1. Into added time now. Rose looking to get on the end of it for the Spartans. And he does. Looks to spread the ball out to this near touchline here with Hayhurst. Finley Hayhurst. Doesn't quite have the beating of his defender on this occasion. Cleared up quite well. As this game reaches its crescendo. Out to the right-hand side here with the Tigers. It's Jordan Ferrier inside for Lachlan Lloyd, who won it so late last week. Reese Williams gets it back. Back into the middle of the park with Lloyd. Out to the right now with Forrestal. Drives one into the area. The Blacktown Spartans defence again standing firm. Can't be too much added time to be put on in this one. Edge of the area effort, left foot. Strike is deflected again behind for a corner. And Northern Tigers will throw absolutely everyone forward for this. It could be one of the very last chances they might get tonight. Near post effort. Just about cleared again by the Spartans. Bit of a foot race to get there. Clipped forward by Adili, out to the right. But now the Spartans have a chance of their own. One-on-one here. It's Connor Eldridge. He looked for the cute little chip over the top of Elliot Carwardine, who stood tall as long as he could. It's very good goalkeeping, it has to be said, from the Tigers custodian. But he's onside here again. Here's Connor Eldridge into the area for Lachlan Rose. Fantastic save, Elliot Carwardine. Keeps his side in the hunt. Tigers look to hit this one forward again here. Unable to get on the end of it. Wigan can't chase it down. Spartans coming forward yet again. It is Lachlan Rose. He's got support. He uses the wide man. Cuts it into the area. Round the back stick. No purchase on the header in this occasion. Spartans will just now want to hold on to the ball for as long as this one has got left. It can't be long at all, but the Tigers have got it back now on the right-hand touchline. Maybe a chance. Unable to get through there. Very well defended again from the Spartans, who have been so smart at the back all night. As much as the Tigers have mostly dominated possession and territory, they haven't been able to break through a resolute defence, but here's Swadling. Referee says nothing doing after the challenge there, and Lobb turns the ball over while he was looking for Lloyd. It's back for Forrestall. Maybe one last launch forward here from the Tigers. And for their sake, you will hope that that's not it, because the ball from the centre-back drifts harmlessly out for a Spartans throw-in. Could we possibly see another night of late drama here at North Turramurra? Here comes Lachlan Rose, though, for the Spartans. Not rushing his decision. He does have an effort, though, straight into the arms of Carwardine. Carwardine just launching it forward. He's played short all night. Of course, he wants to get the ball up the field as quickly as possible. It's another Northern Tigers throw-in taken by Williams. Headed out into touch by Blacktown again. Surely only a matter of seconds left in this one. Here come the Tigers back to goal. Clipped back outside the area and driven in by Williams. Headed clear, and that will be that. Here at North Turramurra Recreation Area. Fantastic display of football for this round 2 match of the round between the Northern Tigers and Blacktown Spartans. In the end, it was a 45th minute goal right on the stroke of half time from Darwa Cole. Powerful header, leaving Elliot Carwardine stranded in the Northern Tigers goal. And that's how it finished. Northern Tigers 0, Blacktown Spartans 1. Thanks very much for joining me. I've been Pete Pryor. See you all next week. Could have been worse. When I called them North Shore Mariners, I could have done what Archie Thompson just did and called Western Sydney the Western Sydney Mariners.
Ooh, I haven't.
That's a big oof.